Welcome. Today we are going to cover immediate buyer payments. Go ahead and take the first couple of moments to scan the QR code on your screen with your phone if you have it handy and register as a buyer. Enter into one of our auctions, submit an add-on, just kind of review your cart and take a look around. You will want to use your phone number, your real phone number. That way you can receive a text message that will allow you to enter the auction. It'll send you a code. If you don't have your phone readily, available with you, you can also access the website that is embedded into that QR code by going to fairsoftware.com/auction, and then you'll just click on the demo site at the top of the page. Alrighty, so we do have a couple of prerequisites in order to use our online site, as well as a product called ShoWorks Agent and Auction Monitor. These do need to be in place before using the program. You do need to have a computer that is running at least Microsoft Office 2013. You need to have ShoWorks 2020 version 20.4.0. This version will have the provision auction button in the cloud tab. If you do not have this button, you will want to update your version with ShoWorks. You'll need an up-to-date web browser. We suggest Chrome. You do not have to have Chrome. You can use whatever works best for you or whatever you like. You'll need 8 gigabytes of memory or more. You'll need the operating system that comes with Microsoft Edge. If you have Microsoft Edge, then you are all good to go. If you do not have Microsoft Edge, then you will need to take a look at that. And then you'll need administrative permissions on the computer to install and run the ShoWorks Agent and Auction Monitor program. Admin permissions are very important for the ShoWorks Agent and Auction Monitor program. If you have admin permissions, that is great. You don't have to do any more work. If you have to go through an IT department or a head of a department of any sort, I suggest getting with those people sooner rather than later. That way you can get it all worked out and set up ahead of time before you guys open your add-ons or your live event. Immediate buyer payments are only available for any transaction that is made in the online auction sites. Transactions would include any winning bids, consortium bids, and add-ons. Currently, if a transaction originates in 2020, ShoWorks 2020, then it will not appear in the online auction site for payment. So if you put an add-on straight into the ShoWorks 2020 fair file, if you put in a consortium bid, a winning bid, anything that you enter straight into the fair file transactional wise will not appear in the auction site regardless of provision. Post-auction text notifications are available should you choose to go ahead and allow that on your end. Administration, you guys can send text notifications to the buyers that have an outstanding balance online. What you'll do is you'll go through the online administrative sites and you will go ahead and set up in the auction admin to allow to send winner notifications. Post-auction text notifications will only be sent to buyers that have cell phone numbers attached to the information in the online site. So whenever you have any buyers that register online, if you have a pre-existing buyer list in your fair file, you'll just want to make sure that those have cell phone numbers attached. That way they receive those text messages. And then just remember that in order for them to receive those, you will need to allow to send those winner notifications. After confirming that sending the text messages have been allowed, admin will then have the ability to send text messages to those who still have online balances. So for those who have any winning bids or add-ons placed or any consortium bids placed, the admin will be able to push those text messages out through the immediate payment settings module in your admin site under Fair Setup. Once you have pushed to send reminder to buyers who have not paid, a pop-up will appear. This pop-up is to confirm that you want to send those text messages out to the buyers. Again, it's important to note that if a buyer does not have a cell phone number attached to their buyer information in the online site, they will not receive this text message. Buyers will receive a text message with a link to their phone to remind them of any outstanding balance. They will be able to click on the link that they receive, log in, and pay online. Let it be known if they pay with a check in person or any other type of payment type straight to you guys at the payment table or straight to the fair office. Online will show that there is a balance on their online site and they can disregard the text message, which is obviously outlined in the text message that they will receive. So again, just to note, if a payment is made outside of the online auction site, it will not appear in the online sites. Looking at the online auction site, payments are made in the online auction by buyers once they're logged into their account. Once they have created any add-ons or have won any bids, they will be able to view the amount due in their cart. Their cart will outline what they're paying for, with each lot broken down, the amount due, and how to pay. If you have it set up for ShoWorks Auction Payment Gateway, it'll just have the credit card information available for them to fill out. If you have chosen to go the PayPal route, it will have the credit card information available for them to fill out or the PayPal button. Payments are recorded in the buyer payment screen in the admin site. You can find this by going to buyer data and then choosing buyer payments. In that table, you can view any payment made in the online sites. That way you'll be able to, somebody comes up and says, hey, I tried to pay, or hey, I don't know if I paid. You can pull this up and determine whether or not they have indeed paid. Once a payment has been made online, it will then be automatically pushed over to ShoWorks Agent and Auction Monitor. This is a gateway between the online site and your ShoWorks 2020 Fair file. If you have ShoWorks Agent and Auction Monitor open, you'll see that those payments flow over immediately and that they have been applied to the buyer in your ShoWorks 2020 Fair file. If you don't have ShoWorks Agent and Auction Monitor open, those payments will just wait in the background until you reopen ShoWorks Agent and Auction Monitor again for those to then move over. So again, something happens in the online site, such as a payment, it'll get pushed over to ShoWorks Agent as long as it's open. And once it moves over to ShoWorks Agent, it'll flow over into your 2020 Fair file. Once a payment has been created in the online site, you'll be able to see it in your ShoWorks 2020 Fair file by having ShoWorks Agent and Auction Monitor open. Again, it will be applied to the buyer. It'll show when they paid and how they paid. If they paid with the PayPal button, it'll show as e-check. And then if it says credit card, if it was processed as a credit card, it'll say what type of credit card, so Visa, MasterCard, and then it'll say the amount and the date that it was received. There are two payment gateways available through our online auction sites. PayPal Pro is still available, and then we do have a new payment gateway called ShoWorks Auction. It does incur a fee of 5.5% plus 30 cents per transaction. It includes Visa, MasterCard, and Discover. And with ShoWorks Auction being the gateway, it does collect the monies on behalf of the fair. Payment out of the ShoWorks Auction gateway is calculated by taking the total amount collected on behalf of the fair, less any of the payment gateway fees, which would be the 5.5% plus 30 cents per transaction, and then less any ShoWorks auction software costs. ShoWorks Auction Accounting will send a payment at the time of everything being closed. So your add-ons closed, your live event is closed. Once your online site has closed for any of those things, you will receive a payment and it will come in the form of an email. And that email will come from service at qbousers at meliopayments.com. This is going to be QuickBooks. You will choose how you want to receive your money. You can choose it via ACH, so direct deposit, or via check. If you need a different way of getting that payment, just let us know, and then you'll be emailed the detail of each transaction included in the payment. For any additional payments collected after the close date and after that first initial payment, those payments will be calculated on a weekly basis and will be sent to the fair. To get those payments to appear in ShoWorks 2020, again, you'll just open ShoWorks Agent, or you can manually add them straight into your ShoWorks 2020 fair file and apply them to the buyer. Refunds regarding the ShoWorks Auction Payment Gateway will be submitted by the fair to our team. This is done by utilizing the refund request form. Refunds will not include the refund of online payment gateway fees. So if a payment is made and a refund is needing to be given out, it will not include the 5.5% plus 30 cents per transaction payment gateway fee. Again, PayPal Pro is still available as a gateway for payment in the online site. It too does incur a fee of 5.5% plus 30 cents per transaction. Just as shown before, the PayPal button will be available for your buyers to use, and then Visa, MasterCard, and Discover are accepted. However, the monies are deposited straight into the fair's PayPal account. So it'll go straight to the fair via that PayPal. Deposits will be made into that PayPal account. That way they are available for the fair. However, PayPal may hold your funds. Sometimes they will hold your funds for however long that they deem fit. PayPal may also flag your account due to a high volume of dollar amounts or traffic that might come through. It's important to communicate directly with ShoWorks at paypal.com to make sure that they understand that you're going to have a high volume of traffic, you're going to have a high volume of payments, and a high volume of payment amounts. By going through the ShoWorks at paypal.com, it's just letting them know that you are a client of ShoWorks Auction and that they understand that it is important that they kind of note that your account is taking part of that. Refunds in the PayPal Pro Gateway, those are handled by the fair. Your buyer will reach out to you guys. Any refunds will be initiated in your PayPal Pro account. Again, the refund that you give back to your buyer, it will not include the refunding of any payment gateway fees, which would be that 5.5% plus 30 cents per transaction. A couple of things that you would want to consider with doing immediate payments. Adjustments will appear in ShoWorks Auction after adjustments have been applied to the sales invoices in ShoWorks 2020 and then provisioned to the auction site. So if you have any adjustments that need to be made, you'll want to apply them to those sales invoice straight into your ShoWorks 2020. And then whenever you provision, it will appear in the online auction site. An overarching percentage fair fee can be applied on the auction site to be charged to anyone who pays through the auction site. However, a mirroring fee would need to be set up in ShoWorks 2020. So if you choose to add a fair fee of 2% per transaction, that means that you will also have to create a mirroring fee in your ShoWorks 2020. That way everything balances out. And then the last thing will be that ShoWorks Auction does not take into consideration flooring. If you have a majority of your lots in your auction being floored, you should seriously consider not enabling immediate buyer payments for winning bids in the auction site and then just bill them straight from ShoWorks 2020. Um, the difference of having flooring is just not recognized in the online site. So you will want to bill any lots that are floored straight out of your ShoWorks 2020 and invoice them that way. In the immediate payment settings module, you'll be able to see some information. This information in your admin site will include at the very top a link with more information in our knowledge base regarding immediate buyer payments. And then under the fair settings, you'll be able to check mark to allow for those immediate buyer payments to be made. And then you'll be able to choose which applicable transactions you would like to have available for these payments, such as your winning bids, your consortium bids, and add-ons. Then after that, you'll be able to see that there's a space for that fair fee percentage. That will be the overarching fair fee that I spoke about earlier, that you can charge your buyers should you choose so. And you can enter that percentage under fair fee percentage and choose which transactions that fee will apply to. So if you only have an extra fee that your fair charges for winning bids, then you can choose to add that fair fee percentage for winning bids only. Um, Again, you're going to want to make sure that you create a mirroring fee in your ShoWorks 2020 fair file so that everything balances out. You'll also be able to choose if you, the fair, would like to pay for the online payment gateway fees. So is the fair going to pay for that 5.5% plus 30 cents per transaction? Or do you want to push those fees over to the buyers? Many fairs go ahead and push those over to the buyers as a convenience fee for them to be able to pay online. Um, and very rarely do we see that that's an issue. Um, Under Payment Gateway, you'll be able to see that the gateway is defaulted to ShoWorks Auction. If you plan on using PayPal, you can just click on the little drop down and choose PayPal. If you're using ShoWorks Auction as your payment gateway, all you'll need to do is enter the email for whomever the payment payout will need to go to on the fair staff. There's a treasurer or maybe the president, whoever it needs to go to, that's the email that you want to enter in there. If you're using PayPal, it will ask you at the bottom to opt in and you'll be asked to go through the login process. And you'll just go through and enter in all that information. Once that's done, you will want to make sure that you click save to make sure that everything is in there for sure. And then you're done. Your site will be able to take payments online as soon as you click save. So once you click that save button, it will immediately be available for those payments to be made by your buyers. All right, our knowledge base is available to anyone and everyone. It's free to sign up and use. The knowledge base is full of information such as articles, pictures, webinars, and more. We always recommend that our fairs utilize our knowledge base as it's a huge educational tool that is available to you 24/7. These few articles that I have currently listed for you, that's pretty much everything that you can find regarding payments. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to our team. We are always happy to help. Other than that, I hope you have a wonderful day.